additional words about myself. Prior to Open University of the Netherlands, I worked at Twente University, where I got my PhD in instructional technology. And before that, I worked at Sept University, and at that time I established a very good professional relationship with people from this faculty of mathematics and informatics, and something which very few people know. One of the most important people in this, the history of this faculty, helped me in a very difficult period of my life. So if you want to know more about that, ask me after the presentation. The idea of this presentation is to present and to discuss software applications implementing generative AI for learning, teaching, and research. And it looks like more like setting up a gallery. So through this presentation, I'm going to walk you through these tools. Certainly, it's better than to demonstrate these tools, but it seems technically quite difficult. So even better if you look at it and you have time, you always can try out these tools and see whether they are useful for your cases. And the plan for today is I would like first to discuss very briefly some position statements. Then I'm going to talk about learning experience design, explicit prompt for this kind of artificial intelligence. Then I'm going to more comprehensive platforms which allows you to get to select options from there. So it's not so explicit but implicit prompting, learning experience design prompting, and the final part of this first section of my presentation, I'll introduce you to intelligent mentor I developed in the framework of the course I'm teaching. It's a higher education course. I know research means different things for different professional domains. So perhaps I'm a little bit biased in suggesting the tools for research purposes, something which is more related to the type of research I do. But I was thinking there are some common things. When you, even outside of the research, your own research domain, you want to search for some information. You find some papers, you read these papers, or just going through these papers. Sometimes you want to get some more information about specific parts of these papers, like data analysis section of it. You also can highlight text, you can make notes, you can make comments, and finally you can combine all the things and write pieces of text. These are part of these are kind of tools I'm going to show you in the second part of my presentation. Yeah, I call it suggestive evidence, which is probably contradiction in terms. But this term exists, and it indicates information, sometimes findings, facts, to make me believe that this type of artificial intelligence can be beneficial for teaching and learning in terms of effectiveness, efficiency, and enjoyability. Effectiveness is about making the things better. Efficiency is time and efforts you use, and enjoyability, you like to do it. And in my own case, it also increases the intrinsic motivation. So in my own intrinsic motivation to use these tools. Prompt engineering, you know very well, it attracted significant attention in the beginning. Learning experience design prompting is based upon, but it's not enough. So in engineering prompting is necessary but not sufficient conditions for learning experience design, because learning experience design requires specific domain-specific knowledge about the rational, the pedagogical approach, the learning objectives and outcomes, the teaching methods, and the learning activities, and also the assessment. And what is important is we call it constructive alignment of all these components. This learning experience design prompting needs to be evidence-based, needs to be theoretically grounded, and also research-based. But we know from experience that context is also very important. By the way, this is how design-based research was born. So something, as experimental research, for example, in instructional design, found something that when you try to implement it in school, then the context changed the thing. So it's context is really matter. And given the panic at the beginning when this type of this technology was introduced, the fears of people, it might sound strange, but teachers in any level are very well positioned to use this kind of artificial intelligence, because the very important aspect of their work is giving instruction. And learning experience design is to giving instruction. Yes, and as a prototype, you need to try it out. The initial attempt for learning experience design prompting, but it also introduced you to this prototyping mindset, meaning you do something, you test it, you learning, and you improve it. So this is something which it's good to be applied for learning experience design prompting too. Something which I forgot to tell you, it's about this platform, comprehensive platform, which implement implicit learning experience design prompting. I call it, in this case, affordances. It's not because affordances is a fancy word and to make people to make an impression using it. It's a scientific term originated in psychology, but also used very much in software design, especially user experience design. Affordance is a property of object that suggests how you can use it. For example, when you enter this room, you sit on the chair, because the chair, the affordance of the chair suggests you what to do it. Of course, you can do it for different purposes, but the basic affordance is this, to sit down. Or if the door, I close it, you can push it and pull it, so this is an affordance. Sometimes affordance can be, you might have if the design of the things doesn't follow this affordances rules, you might have a very frustrating experience. I have such. So if you want to know, ask me, but later on. I call it affordances because instead of formulating a prompt, you go there, you see options, and you select options. For example, if you want to have a lesson plan, you select lesson plan. In a lesson plan, you have different options. By the way, I didn't know some of them. I know some of the options there, the tools I'm going to show you later on, but I didn't know everything. Or you want to have to design multiple choice, multiple answer test items. You go there, you select it, and the prompt is embedded behind it, so you don't see it, but the tool itself actually is based on this prompt. You all know about that these tools can be unpredictable, unreliable, and biased, so that's why it's needed to be tested and improved. I didn't want to speak about prompt engineering techniques and guidelines, because I know you know, and there is a lot of information about that. So I just decided to include something which is not so popular on that side, but also suggesting some sources of information. If you want to know more, you can just go there and have this additional information. I hope this presentation will be made available. Okay, so Ethan wanted this. I follow him, and not only this paper, but also the site, his support. It's quite informative in this respect. Very quickly. These are some tools within the ChatGPT library or store, if you want. They can help you to make good prompts. So you don't need to know everything about that, but these are tools that can help you to do a good prompt. This is something. It's July 2023. I like this. This is ChatGPT. Yes, guidelines how to design prompt. What I like here is that you ask the tool to ask you questions before giving an answer. And this type of style, it can be used in, for example. One of the examples in the previous slide was for intelligent tutoring. Intelligent tutoring can use this kind of styling in what describe the prompt. And I used it myself too. This is one of the examples I suggested in the slide, the previous slide, for intelligent tutoring. If you want to do something like that, you simply can copy and paste it and modify it for your own purposes. This is what I did, and it worked for me. I hope it will work for you too. This is the same thing, but now already part of ChatGPT store and library. So you can benefit from it, and this is what is behind it. So this is the prompt which specifies tell AI who it is, etc. So you can see all these steps, and the prompt on the other side is executed. This is how I started. ChatGPT introduced this guide for teachers, and there are several things here you can find in this guide, but one of the most important things in the message here for the teachers: don't be afraid of, and you can experiment it as much as you want. This is I pick it up, one of the examples, which is the lesson plan, for photosynthesis. What I did initially is, this is the same prompt as ChatGPT, but I added this to, if you remember, we're talking about the evidence-informed prompt. So I added to the original prompt, the two techniques, which distributed practice and practice testing. And you can see yourself the difference. It's significant difference from the original ChatGPT prompt. I did it the same. Why these are sample techniques? But meta-analysis consistently shows that these are really effective teaching strategies. So that's why I take it from there and add it to this, to the prompt. So you can see the other two, you can compare. It's difficult now to read it, but if you follow it, so you can see the difference between them. I also ask one of these two for some creative ideas in teaching photosynthesis. So you can see here some examples of rap song, poem, and storyboard for some, yes, different things. You can recognize easily this. This is the Bulgarian software application. So the same thing. So I asked the two the same because I didn't know how to translate the two techniques. So I asked the tool itself to translate it. So something in English sounds like that. And if you look at it, it translated quite well. This is, now I ask for some creative ideas, you can see it. This is, when I was preparing this presentation, I was thinking, well, this is about the mathematics and informatics, so I need to have some examples specifically for mathematics. And regularly I got prompts. Some people, they look at it and they evaluated different prompts. And this prompts was, in August. This is a prompt of someone who was good in history but bad in mathematics. And he said, I wish I had this tool when I was studying, he called it the worst subject in my college. So you see the prompt here. You can try it yourself. This is the example of how ChatGPT actually reacted to this prompt. This is Gemini. This is Copilot. Quite good, by the way. If you look at it, the example they give for history, and then the combination, how to combine history and mathematics is quite good. Obviously I can't judge the mathematical examples, but as far as I was in school, so I think, and put it in the shoes of this person, I think this was quite good experience. Yeah, this is, I wanted to see the Bulgarian too, how we react on the same prompt. Well, probably you'll see there is something here which is called promotion in Bulgarian. So you need to figure out what they mean under promotion. I think it's a prompt. Yeah, this is one of the first tools with embedded prompting inside. So you still can ask the tool to, you see the prompt is here in the lesson title. But the tool also suggests you the Bloom taxonomy for defining the learning outcomes. And you can select, if you even don't know what the Bloom taxonomy, you simply can go quickly and it's something, for example, if you want to, let's say, to be knowledge an application, you can just select. I selected several of them, and then the tool take all this selection and make it a lesson plan. So I'll give you some time to look at it if you want. Yeah, these are some of the new tools I included. The previous one, I was still in different occasions, for example, young researchers in a large European project. I also was, I don't know whether the webinar for Bulgarian teachers, 240 teachers in Bulgaria, so I use this tool, but this is this and what it's the next are relatively new. So this is what I said. You can select things, and when you select it, the prompt is behind. It's implicit, embedded prompt. Here, you also can see an intelligent agent. Apart from this selection, the name is almost sounds Bulgarian. Rainer depends on the, and also you can make your custom chat, but the tool gives you an opportunity to do this. Again, because of the occasion, this is another tool I included because of the mathematics. Again, obviously I can't judge the content, but what I like is look at this, the type of questions below. Explain me more about that, or explain like I'm 5 years old. If you can do it for this type of differential equations for the 5 years old children, then you should be able to explain it to everyone. Again, this is, they call it a free assistant for every teacher, so there are a lot of things here. So I can't tell you everything, so I strongly recommend you just to check the options which are there. There are a lot of, and really it's a good assistant for teachers. I pick it up something for the correlation, because also there is an intelligent agent here. It's called Flexi. So Flexi can explain you about the correlation, and it's an interaction. So you can move it to one of the questions. Can correlation be negative? Yeah, of course it can. This is really very good because you can select different things here. For example, if you want to make you can select a lesson plan. But additionally, you see there are several options about cooperative learning. If you want to include cooperative learning in the lesson plan, you can click it, and then there are several options and techniques for it to select and to make your lesson interactive in this way. Also, if you want to make it more creative, in this particular case, I select gamification. And gamification, it suggested several things, but just for an example, I select escape room. So you can imagine this is a lesson about the photosynthesis, but you can select different things, an escape room combination with a part of the lesson for photosynthesis. On the right side is the lesson generated based on all these pickups. This is the lesson planner Pro. This person, Jeremy Kaplan, is someone who is very busy with finding good tools. So some of the tools I took it from him in this professional network. You know that TutorMe, likely. This is a famous Khan Academy, but they generated something which is part of GPT. Now, very similar. One of the first things here, you can see the difference between the original Khan Academy and this tool. They're quite active, by the way, in this respect. I recently talked to the head of their psychology team. Bill Gates is a big fan of them, so he gave them 10 millions to develop these things, but they know that at some point of time they need also to engage also the parents and the districts to be able to move further on. Yeah, this is the same cell count. This is a promotion video for ChatGPT multi-model tutor. This is the son of Sal. He asked the voice, the agent, to help him with a mathematical task. And it's a promotional video, of course, but you can see how it can work. So this is like a teacher and explaining what you need to do. It's a conversation between the students, which is the Sal son and the agent. There are two more additional promotional videos. One is someone asked the agent, the ChatGPT agent, to talk to another agent, and it's quite impressive, by the way. Also, the third promotional video is to be sarcastic. So you ask the tool to be sarcastic. We know that this style, there is some attempts in the past. There was someone, agent called Marv, and if you ask Marv something, he says, "Oh, Google is on holiday." So it's a kind of sarcastic style implemented also here, and quite good. Also, if you interrupted the agent, he reacted quite well. This is the tool I developed in a higher education course. The overarching pedagogical approach is Bloom to Sigma approach. Again, Bloom, but not the taxonomy. The taxonomy Bloom is very popular, but the Two Sigma approach is not. What Bloom did in the past, he compared the classical lecture with mastery learning, giving feedback, to students an individual tutoring, and he found that individual tutoring actually improved the work. He called it 2 sigma, so 2 standard deviation, which is a lot. I developed this tool to help our students. I use what is available in ChatGPT. So apart from the prompt, there is also a place for knowledge base. In the past, we did similar things. In my PhD research, I developed an intelligent agent. And we spent months to develop it. Now I did it in a half an hour. While you know what you want to do and you have the information, you can do it really very quickly. And the initial, the provisional findings are quite promising. I was interested to see how the same prompt could work in different tools, and this is Zapier. Zapier is support automation. When I designing, they suggested how you can prompt it. For example, give a row, and then you give a row. Then the rules are rules/engagement. And I have, I think, about 10 rules and engagement how to follow. The disadvantage of this tool is that the knowledge base is quite limited. In ChatGPT, I was able to upload as many sources of information as I wanted. Here, I couldn't. This is another tool that I use to create the same thing. So the same prompt, but in another tool. Paul is a good in. Paul first look at your knowledge base and then goes to a general knowledge. The same is another tool, which is Brainbeer. Here, I know that students wouldn't do anything just to compromise the tool. There is no reason to do it. One of the things in the prompt is if someone asks you things which are not related to the content, say I'm not trying to. And here the tool, he look at it first and my knowledge base, and I ask which party won the last election in the Netherlands. And if you see, it doesn't, it refused to respond to this question, which is relevant to the context of the tool. Yeah, this is interesting thing. Olga was witness of it. I wanted to see how it can be at the same time in 2 different places. And one of the tools, Sane suggested it can be done. So I call it OU Assistant, and the issue was that I opened it for the faculty meeting and not for our research meeting. So we are sitting in the room physically. At the same time, Sane OU Assistant appeared online, and it created panic. So didn't know what to do. The tool, however, is of course he didn't know what happened, but he said if you don't want to, just say Sane leave. So someone wrote Sane leave and Sane left. What you see here is what I got in my email. It's a summary of the all discussions. The discussion was in Dutch. It translated in English, including he reported itself that there was a bot which created issues among the attendants. But it can be good, for example, in hybrid learning, which is defined as some people sitting physically here, some people online. So it can be, if you program it in a way, it can be quite useful. Now, for research, yeah, these tools have an access to a lot of data, to 250 to 300 million sources of information, and some of them are adjusted to report on the most recent research in particular domain. You can talk to, in search, you do searching, but here you can talk to the tool. You can ask additional questions. They can suggest you additional things, and I think it's very useful based on my experience. You ask particular questions, but then when you see what they suggest, you see that you actually miss some important points. And you can, what they call it, chat with the paper. I'm going to show you some examples so you see what I meant. This is semantic score. It's free, so everybody can have it. Semantic score, you can ask if you have a paper. Do you know what is attention is all you need? Anyway, I tell you that. So you can ask the tool to find you specific places. For example, what about goals, objectives? What about the methods? What about the data analysis? And you see the skimming highlights. All these things are summarized on the right side. If you want some more graphical representation when you read a paper, for example, this our paper, you can see additional things here. You can see the relationship of this paper with other papers, summary of the paper, which is quite good, by the way. It's not just an abstract copy and paste. It analyzes the text quite well. And there is an intelligent agent here. You can ask additional question. Yes, this is similar, so you can analyze a particular paper, but you also can combine your questions in one for several of these papers, and the tool will write a report on it. SpiceSpace is quite good. I initially used the free option of it, but then I decided to pay because I like it, and it helped me a lot in my own work. Apart from all the suggestions made for the analysis of a particular paper, you also can ask you to write a text about it. I don't remember, I think it's about something, the hybrid learning challenges. If you like graphical representations, this is something it's to you. So similar things, but you can visualize the relationship between papers, and also you can ask for additional information like more of this, etc. The same similar thing, but I call it linked data, so you can link similar works, authors and a network with graphical representation. Two. Perplexity. Perplexity is interesting because they have own large language model, two actually, own. And they use it for searching in information, which is useful. I'm a little bit disappointed having read all the information about perplexity. Probably if you go, you'll probably read the same thing. It provides you with the most recent information, and it also look at the professional networks. Sometimes it's really very important. We were told for many years that's very important to look at it for peer-reviewed articles, but in some occasions you need the opinion of professionals which are not in the papers. And especially I don't want to steal the show with the group concept mapping, but in some occasions it's good to go there and to see what actually professionals in this network say about something, in this particular case about hybrid learning. I overlooked this tool initially, but now I think it's one of the best. When I ask different tools about evidence about, in this case, hybrid learning, and this tool provided the best of all the tools. I use several of them. All this I show you, but this really was really very good, especially for this for finding evidence. Genie is a comprehensive tool. Some of the tools I show you, they are focused on, some of them for searching, some of them for analyzing papers, some of them combining this. But this is all in one, so it's a very comprehensive tool, so you can read the paper, you can ask for summary, extended summary, you can make a notes, you can make a comments, you can then combine these notes and comments in writing something. You can ask these two to start to writing, let's say, something about hybrid learning challenges, for example, as in this case here. So this is one of the tools I use really in my work, and of course it's my own experience with it, but I'm quite satisfied with the results based on using this tool. Okay, the last things. I want to tell you something about data analysis, which is relevant for this conference. But before that, I need to tell you something about the context of that. We use, as you mentioned, group concept mapping as specific research methodology. One of the workshops later on this week will be discussing this. So the group concept mapping solicit opinion of different people, then ask these people to structure it through sorting and rating, and then we apply multidimensional scaling and hierarchical cluster analysis to identify the shared vision of this group of people, although they structure it, everybody works individually and independently of each each other, and still, based on these statistical methods, we are still able to show the common vision of this group of people. This is the distinguished features of the tool, which is showing shared vision. But sometimes we want to see the differences in the groups. And in ratings you can see, you can compare groups on how they are rating. We can use, we use correlation, we use significant test to do, but sometimes you want to see to compare the results of the groups on sorting. These are, you say, these are the point maps of the two groups. The question is how you can compare it, and you use a Mantel test and Procrustus analysis. Mantel test measure the correlation between the two distance matrices, and the higher the correlation, the higher the similarity between the two point maps. But we also want to see more another way. So then the Procrustus analysis, which first, if it aligned the two methods, it first centered it and then moving and something like that, and then measure the residuals. The less residuals, the more similarity between. And I asked tools for that. And Julius reacted very well. I gave him a very old file, and because it asked me to pay if you upload two files, I upload one file but two tabs, and he asked me which tabs to look at it, and I said add and in, adapter and innovation. Then he looked at it and he writes all the time Python code, and then said there is something wrong in the distant matrices because the diagonal should be 0. Can I correct it? I said correct it. It corrected, and I computed the Procrustus analysis, which I like it a lot. I want to see some other tools, what they can do. And some of them are in the ChatGPT library and store. They were quite sensitive to the tools I sent, although the tools I thought was very good. They didn't want to accept it for some time. Finally, they accepted and they computed the Procrustus analysis. So, yeah, these tools are based on purists, so you need to provide them really with a very good input in order to calculate it. Julius was quite flexible. So let me stop here. I have, these are, very quickly, these are the browser extensions that help me a lot. When I do something, this, probably you have seen these icons, so I can copy and paste, I can ask additional questions, quite useful tool. I call it just in time, just a point of need, performance support tools. And here, steps of giving you the wrapping up what I was talking so far, I decided just to give you some ideas for future work, future research. Here also you can see some of the most recent papers which in generally suggest that this type of artificial intelligence can be beneficial for learning and teaching. Yeah. Thank you for the attention.
Time for questions. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have a lot of questions, but I try to summarize this. So, in your investigation, did you have a chance also to check the new model from ChatGPT IO?
Yeah.
So, this is so first question. The second is what you did about the Gen AI. So, in our area, so in the how to use this, or do you have some example? Because in the industry, for example, Gen AI is a very popular right now, being used in a lot of different areas, for example, software testing, development, and so on. And my third question is, if you compare all these tools, so the most of these tools, they use in backend also the ChatGPT, a little bit set some limitation, or do you know some people or some investigation to see which model is behind these tools? Because all of them, they are free, yes, but there is some limitation, and so you can also do some requests per day and so on, so they come into some limitation, but if we know what is behind, yes, they use some main tool, yes, but maybe another interface and so on. So this would be interesting to know some book or some papers about this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the first question about the new version of ChatGPT, which is the technical term is Omni 1, which is the informal name is Strawberry. You know how it actually the rumors about that. It's I tested. It's really better, and now you can see how it reasons. One of these examples of mathematics in the prompts you say think step by step. Now you don't need to tell them to think step by step because it's already assuming implemented and it thinks step by step and you can see it. It said I'm thinking now. I'm thinking step by step. So it's an improvement. The better these tools they get better by the way. But the better they can, the less relevant these engineering prompting techniques become. From my experience, I started with the tool I show you, and it's improved the ChatGPT improved the prompt, which is about 8 pages. By the way, so I already knew that they're getting better and better. The last question, because I didn't hear very well the second question. These tools, all of them are free. They have a free version of it. So what I do, I look at it, the free version, I see what I can do, and I see also if I ask something which is not in the free version, they say it's not in the free version, but I know what it can be done. So, and sometimes it's a question of your personal choice. It's a relatively new thing, so in our university you have regulations, how you can apply for something so the university can help you with these things. For example, I'm a member of AIRA, American Research Association, so the university paid half of this of my subscriptions. But then I don't watch anymore the English Premiership, the Bundesliga. So the price I pay for it is almost the same the price I pay for the paid version of the tools I show you here. So if you like it and you see it really can improve your work, and I believe it improve my work. So I pay it myself. What was the second question about the industry?
Yes, so the second question was about Gen AI or Generative AI. So, do you know what is a Gen AI? Or did you hear about this? Because this is very popular right now in the industry. Its meaning is...
Well, you mean the large language model behind it?
Yes, it's using also taking, because the big question is now how to use AI tools in the industry. So
Yeah.
meaning is because this is a safety information, I cannot go to ChatGPT and put some requirements and so on. That will be it's not that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you API, I mean, this help you to adapt some of the things the general model do with your particular cases. and in the simple cases as I have, I can do it myself without any help, any additional things. By the way, Bulgarian GPT suggests that in a few hours you can adapt the model to your industry purposes. I thought you asked me whether I know what is the large language models.
I'm sorry that I have to put an end here, but we can continue this discussion on Wednesday when the workshops of some of our colleagues are in the morning. They will be, I think, in Hall C at the top of the hotel, and of course you can continue asking your questions to Professor Stoyanov in the free time as well.